What is intelligence? Is it the ability to solve a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds? Is it knowing the chemical composition of a star 400 light years away? Or is it just getting a high score on a test designed a century ago? Actually, intelligence is one of the most misunderstood concepts in biology. While society obsesses over rigid metrics and IQ scores, evolution has a much broader definition. Your brain is a biological machine optimized for survival. And sometimes, the very things that make you feel weird or out of place are actually signs that your cognitive engine is running at a higher frequency. Today, let's look at 5 scientifically backed signs that you are much smarter than you give yourself credit for. High intelligence is often disguised as distractibility. In our ancestral past, humans had to be information foragers. We needed to notice the slight change in the wind or the specific pattern of a berry bush. If you find yourself constantly falling down Wikipedia rabbit holes at 3 a.m., your brain has a high information foraging drive. Smart brains aren't just good at processing data, they are physically starving for it. If you get bored easily with repetitive tasks, it's not because you're lazy, it's because your neural pathways require a higher complexity threshold to stay engaged. When a task is too simple, your brain effectively stalls because there isn't enough fuel to keep the engine running. You aren't unfocused, you're just built for deeper waters. This is the most ironic sign of all. There is a psychological phenomenon called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which shows that people with lower cognitive ability tend to vastly overestimate their own competence. They simply lack the tools to see their own gaps. But the inverse is also true. Highly intelligent people often suffer from chronic self-doubt. Why? Because the more you know, the more you realize how vast the unknown actually is. If you struggle with imposter syndrome, or if you're constantly worried that you aren't smart enough, it's often a byproduct of your ability to perceive the true complexity of the world. You don't think you're smart because you're the only one in the room who can see how much work is left to do. Research suggests a strange correlation between high IQ and nocturnal behavior. In our prehistoric past, humans were strictly diurnal. Daylight meant safety, while night meant predators and darkness. Staying up late was what scientists call an evolutionarily novel behavior. It required a mind that was willing to deviate from the ancestral norm. Smart minds are often drawn to the quiet of the night because it provides a low-stimulus environment. When the rest of the tribe is asleep, the pressure of social expectations and immediate survival tasks disappears. This creates a unique mental space for abstract thought, long-term planning, and deep creativity. If you feel most alive when the world goes dark, your brain might be tapping into a legacy of cognitive exploration. Society often rewards crystallized intelligence, the ability to remember facts, dates, and names. But evolution cares much more about fluid intelligence. This is the ability to solve new abstract problems without relying on previous instructions. If you're the person who can walk into a chaotic, messy situation and intuitively see the underlying patterns, you are demonstrating the peak of biological intelligence. Smart brains are plastic. They can rewire themselves to find a way around an obstacle rather than just banging their head against it. The most successful organisms aren't necessarily the strongest. They're the ones that can decode a changing environment the fastest. If you can improvise when the plan fails, you're operating at a high level. We often separate emotional intelligence from real intelligence, but in the realm of biology, this distinction doesn't exist. Decoding the intentions, microexpressions, and hidden social cues of other humans is one of the most computationally expensive tasks a brain can perform. If you are highly empathetic, or if you find yourself overthinking social interactions, it's because your brain is running a massive, high-resolution simulation of other people's minds. You aren't just seeing a face, you're calculating a history of emotions and potential future reactions. High social intelligence is just advanced pattern recognition applied to the most complex thing in the known universe, other people. Intelligence isn't a trophy you win or a number on a piece of paper. It is the way you interact with the mystery of existence. Whether you're a math genius, a nighttime creator, or just someone who asks why too many times, you are a way for the universe to observe itself. You are a biological miracle, processing the infinite complexity of reality in real time. Don't let a world built for average convince you that your mind is small.
You are a library of survival, a generator of ideas, and a witness to the cosmos, and that, in itself, is the smartest thing you can be.